When most people think of someone in their 70s, they picture slower movements, reliance on medication, and fading energy. But imagine running a 5K, lifting weights, or mastering yoga poses well beyond what society deems possible. What if I told you that age isn't a barrier, but just a number? A number you can break free from? Welcome to Age Gracefully After 70 Years. Here we share wonderful and transformative stories and tips to help you live your best life after 70 years. Meet Emma, a 74 years old who's pushing boundaries and doing what most believe is impossible at her age. It's not a miracle. It's the power of choice. But how did she transform her life, defy expectations, and reclaim her health after decades of believing she was too old to change? Let's rewind to a turning point, a moment when Emma realized something had to give. A moment when society's expectations collided with her own desire to live more fully. Emma was diagnosed with high blood pressure and osteoarthritis in her early 70s. The doctor handed her prescriptions and told her, "This is your life now. You'll be on these for the rest of your days." But as she looked at those pills, something inside her clicked. She thought, "There's no way I'm letting a prescription define me. I can't accept that." That moment sparked something in Emma. Instead of accepting the diagnosis as a life sentence, she decided to rewrite the narrative. This wasn't just about health, it was about reclaiming control. Emma, like many of us, grew up with certain beliefs about aging. She thought that as she got older, she'd naturally slow down, face limitations, and inevitably fall into the trap of chronic health conditions. And for years, she did just that, watching friends and family face heart disease, arthritis, and other ailments, convinced that these things were just part of life. At first, Emma thought, this is what happens when you get old. But it wasn't until she reached her 70s that she realized she didn't have to accept it. It was time for change, even if that meant defying everything she'd been told about aging. After years of passively accepting the idea that aging meant slowing down, Emma discovered a new path. It didn't involve extreme exercise regimens or drastic diets. Instead, it was about simple, consistent changes. She started small, gentle stretches in the morning, taking short walks, focusing on her nutrition. It wasn't about perfection, it was about consistency. Every morning, Emma set an intention to move, to nourish her body, and to honor it rather than letting it fall into disrepair. At first, the changes felt small, even insignificant. But slowly, they started to add up. Each step, each stretch, each healthy meal, Emma began to feel the shift in her body and her mind. What started as tiny habits became her new way of life. For Emma, the key wasn't trying to change everything overnight, it was the little shifts, the daily habits, that began to make all the difference. What Emma discovered wasn't just an individual breakthrough, it's backed by science. The human body, especially as it ages, is incredibly adaptable. Research on aging, neuroplasticity, and health shows that regular, moderate movement can prevent or even reverse many age-related health issues. Neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to reorganize itself by forming new neural connections, continues well into our 70s and beyond. Regular exercise, good nutrition, and mental stimulation are proven ways to enhance cognitive function and reduce the risk of diseases like Alzheimer's. The body keeps responding, keeps adapting, and every step you take toward health makes a difference. So, Emma's transformation wasn't just a personal choice, it was the application of what science has shown to work. She embraced the power of small, consistent steps, and the results spoke for themselves. Emma's transformation wasn't just physical. As she gained strength and mobility, something deeper began to shift within her. She felt more engaged with life, more connected to her friends, her family, and her community. The changes were profound, not just in her body, but in her sense of purpose. For Emma, it wasn't just about being healthier, it was about rediscovering the joy of living. She started volunteering, spent more time with her loved ones, and found herself doing things she hadn't done in years. She had more to give than she thought. And as she grew stronger, so did her sense of belonging and her ability to connect with others. There's one belief about aging that holds most of us back, the idea that getting older means a gradual decline in health, strength, and energy. But Emma is living proof that this doesn't have to be true. Aging doesn't equal decline, it can mean vitality, growth, and possibility. So I ask you, what if the best years of your life are still ahead of you? What would your life look like if you rejected the belief that you're too old to make a change? Emma didn't accept the limitations that society tried to impose on her. She took control of her health, defied the stereotypes, and now, she's living a life she never thought possible. If she can do it, what's stopping you? It's time to stop seeing age as a limitation and start seeing it as an opportunity. You have the power to transform your life at any stage. Start today. Take a walk, stretch, eat a nourishing meal. What will you do with that power? The choice is yours.